Hello everyone, my name is Teacher Lena and welcome to my channel. So I am an ESL online teacher and my channel is all about my experiences as an ESL online teacher, but now I've been teaching at Outschool, so I'm not just an ESL online teacher anymore. So recently I've been teaching at Outschool and I've done some videos on it, so this is probably my fourth one now. And I've really been enjoying it. So I wanted to share with you what my first month of teaching on Outschool has been like and things that I've learned along the way that could be helpful to you if you decide to take this journey on Outschool, because as I've said in the past, Outschool is a great opportunity and it's really taking off at the moment. So if you are a teacher and if you have extra time to put into creating lesson plans and trying something new and creating a different schedule that doesn't always involve teaching in the wee hours of the morning like I have to do, or in the late evening hours like many of us have to do, you can teach in the afternoon with these classes. So you could teach around the clock. I mean, they do have their peak times, just like with most online companies, but you have flexibility to teach whenever you want, teach whatever you want, and to whatever age group you want. So up to age 19. So it's a great opportunity. And since COVID and all these schools closing down, it has just opened up the door for students as well as teachers to be able to do more online, and it's so flexible. So what I've learned, and I've been trying to really experiment with my schedule because I want to see what works and I have the time to do that. So if you have time to really experiment with class times and see what parents are really interested in, it's really good to do that, especially with your content. You have to see, when is your content going to be popular? Is it going to be more popular in the morning time or in the afternoon times? And sometimes that depends on the age groups, because teenagers don't want to get up so early. And I was wondering why my 8 o'clock let's chat and talk ESL English online. I was wondering at first why it wasn't really taken off, because it was 10 o'clock for me, but for some people that's really early in the morning, and it was really for like preteen teenagers. So that didn't do too well at that time. But when I put the time later in the day, then I got more interest in the class. So you have to think about all those things. Think about who your audience is, what time of day are they going to be active, and really want to have a class. But with that said, I mean, still, there's people who are going to probably want a particular class at many times in the day, but you have to see what works. And I had the time to experiment and sample with all of this. But if you don't really have the time, and if you just want to get on and try to teach a little bit, you still can just put, a one-time class on, schedule in the time of day that you are available to work. Just work on that one class and this lesson plan. If it's going to be, reading a story and doing some fun craft with it, a lot of people are doing that and they're very successful with it. So it can be simple just as that, and not need a whole lot of time devoted to creating, a whole semester worth of, lessons. It can be simple too. A one-time class teaching your craft, your skill, your history lesson about your favorite historian. It could be, or your favorite person in history. It could be whatever, just very simple if you don't have a lot of time. So that's one thing. Play around with it, figure out what works, and that's what I've been working at. So it does, for me, it's taken some time to play around and kind of brainstorm and see, and then you can see parents will follow you and they will like the classes that they're interested in, and those classes that are not showing any interest, I'm weeding out and I'm focusing on the ones that really show interest or people are interested in, and I'm going to expand on those classes. So that's tip number one. Play around, see what works. Okay? And then I have my notes. there are different classes that you can actually do. So I mentioned the one-time class, right? So the one-time class is really good for people who don't have a whole lot of time. But then there's the ongoing class. That could be, ongoing for however long you want it to go. Or you have the multi-day class. And so you can make like a 3-day class for 1 week. Or, 4 days once a week for a month. You can change it up like that. So you can fix your classes. I did do some ongoing classes, and I did one-day classes too, but I have found, and I have learned from watching some other YouTubers about their experiences, it seems like a good plan to start with a one-day class so that a parent can kind of see what you're about, and then if they want to do more classes with you, offer another section that has more times. So that doesn't work with all class content, but for some classes it could work. So if you have like a one-time class, offer a parent some time with you, and then you can have another option if they want to spend more time with you. It's kind of like a teaser or advertiser. Now something that I was hoping for, and it actually happened, was I was hoping to price my classes low so I can get people to attend, and then from that get reviews, and then from that get more interest in my classes. And I did notice that before I had attenders, because I'll show like how many people attended your class, and before I had reviews, like I would get a lot of likes and people who were following me, but I wasn't getting a whole lot of people signing up right away. But as soon as I got a couple of reviews, things changed. So my plan is working. I was pricing my classes low so that I could actually get people to be interested and to take the class, so I could have those attenders, gain some reviews, and then from that I'll get more people to enroll. So I'm liking that system. It has been working, and in the future I will think about raising my prices, but for now it's working good and I don't want to change anything too soon. So what I thought was interesting too was how parents will sign up for classes, because your class is sitting there, can be sitting there for 3 weeks, and they do advise you to put the classes on early so that parents can kind of see it, get familiar with it, think about it, and then sign up. And I was thinking, oh, they might sign up maybe 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance, and sometimes that will happen. But I think the parents are sitting there thinking about it, and then a lot of times they sign up like within the last couple of days. And sometimes they sign up within the last hour. And I just had one and I was really surprised, because sometimes the classes will get canceled by Outschool automatically, but if there's nobody who's enrolled, they will cancel the class and they'll notify you. But for some reason this class was not canceled, and someone signed up, and I was just looking through my email after I thought I was finished teaching for the day, and then I saw, oh, you just had a learner sign up for your class that's starting in 45 minutes. That was really interesting. I was glad that I saw that, and I taught the class. So be prepared. Parents will sign up late, and well, not necessarily late, but close to class time. So if you think that your class is not getting any people to enroll in it, well, just be patient. If you're getting likes on that class, a lot of times those likes turn into customers just close to class time. Okay? Close to class time. They have something that's called automatic bookings, and that means that the parent can actually book a class in your available time. So this is something I have to look more into, but it kind of took me by surprise, because after a parent took my class, they wanted to take another class that was another class, but the class time was not offered at a time that they wanted. So they actually were able to create their own time and make a section of my class. So instead of that class being taught at 3 o'clock or offered at 3 o'clock, they were able to open up a section at 5 o'clock and sign up for it. I was like, oh, I missed that note that could actually happen. So, but they do allow you, because it could only happen like 2 weeks out or before class. So, it's not going to happen within the day or a week, but it can happen. They give you 2 weeks to look at it and decide and respond to the class. So if you need to close the section, you can do that. But it can happen, and it did. So let's talk a little bit more about the pay for Outschool. So after you teach a class, you are paid through PayPal, and I'm still kind of learning, but I believe it's the week after you teach the class, then you get paid for like a one-time or a multi-day class. You get paid like the next week. Once the class is ended, you get paid for the next week. And then for ongoing classes, you get paid like twice a month. So every other week you get paid for ongoing classes. So the pay is pretty quick. You don't have to wait once a month. You can get paid almost weekly depending on your class. So that's really nice. But something to keep in mind is that when you have an ongoing class and you're trying to price it, I had in mind that I wanted to price my class, like per class. So I put that price down, but it was a twice a week class. So when they listed the class, they put it for the one-time class price that I had put in, but it was actually supposed to be listed for two. So let's just say $5. I was wanting the class to be offered for $5 a student. It was twice a week. So it ended up being listed as a $5 class, and they got to attend 2 times in that week for $5. So when you list your classes, if it's twice a week and it's ongoing, you need to make it like 5 times 2, $10 a week. It's not that difficult math, but for some reason I missed that, and I caught it though the next week, but it slipped by me that first week. So something to keep in mind, how to price your classes. If it's an ongoing class and you have 3 times in a week, and you need to multiply it by 3 and then list that price. Whatever you want the class to be individually, you multiply it by 3 and then list at that price, not at a one-time class price. Something to keep in mind. So cameras are something that I have to get used to because a lot of times the students, if they're older, not the younger ones, but the older ones, they don't want to turn their camera on so much. And so a lot of times there's just kids in the class and they have their camera off, but they're talking, but they just keep their camera off. So it's kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of strange, but I know that Outschool does want you to at least see the student one time before they turn their camera off, so you can make sure that it is a student and it's not an adult sitting in on the class. So you do have to verify that, but the kids don't really want to keep their cameras on all the time. They just want to listen, and that's fine. And there's some who just want to talk. That's fine too, as long as they don't overtalk the teacher. But yeah, that was something that I had to get used to and figure out, what do I want to do about this? Do I want to insist that they keep their cameras open? Well, no, because then, I'm only with them for a few days or, maybe one day. And, do I really want to fight that battle? No. So I have to get used to cameras off sometimes cameras on. So that's what I've learned in this first month of teaching with Outschool. So I hope that it helps you. And if you're interested in teaching with Outschool, please go ahead and check my description box for my link down below. You can sign up, use my referral link, and if you have questions, I can help you with what I know. I'm still new, so I can just help, maybe we could bounce some ideas off of each other, but I'm available. And please, I've been trying to tell people about my website. I do have a website up. It's TeacherLena.com. So visit it, look around, look at the things that I use in my classroom, and send me a note. Let me know what you think. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.